WNR Radio, and I'm here today to give a little bit of insight into what I believe and what I've experienced and what I do today. If you'd like to work with me, I can always be reached and Anna Olsen, intuitive.com. That's ANNAOLSEN, intuitive.com. So you can reach me there. You can also reach me at Tiny Medium Queendom on Instagram. Don't forget the little @ sign to search for users. And also I'm on TikTok at Anna O Intuitive. That's my handle. Or you could just look up Anna Olsen under TikTok and I should come up. I have reached over 1 million views on TikTok, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I am giving away, I'm at the last part of giving away a free reading this week, where I'm going to enter you into a raffle to win a free reading. And really that just is however long Spirit tells me to do it. It doesn't need to be a certain amount of time or a value. It's just however long you need. And I'm happy to do it for you. But I wanted you to celebrate with me. So there's that. And then also I want to go into a little bit of like what I know and what I've experienced in this world of doing readings. And what I've noticed is that lots of readers are women. Like a large percentage of readers are women. And there are a few men scattered in there. And I really wish there were more men who would really tap into their extrasensory abilities and really give this a try and practice, because men seem to be a little more intimidated with it, and they're always welcome. You know, we readers love it when a guy comes in and gets a reading or does readings. I mean, he's basically a celebrity. Okay, that's basically the way that it goes down. And we just love men in this area because their readings and their intuition and their insight is so on point, and it is so accurate, and it is also so just simple. Because women, we tend to be more wordy because of the way our brains are wired. Men tend to just be nice and simple and to the point and really just tell it like it is real quick. Of course, there are different readings from different men, but generally speaking, I've really liked the readings I've gotten from my male counterparts. And I really like how they just say a few direct things that I can remember easily, and they make it quick and simple. I appreciate that. I really like it. And the men in my life have had an amazing intuition, and it tends to be more of a big thing that they say, and it's quick and simple and to the point, and you don't have to ask a lot of questions. It's just, oh. And with women, we tend to have a more like gentle delivery system that has at least 10 times more words to it. So we're very wordy. We really like to explain everything in great detail. However, when I'm doing a reading and I can really feel and see what Spirit is showing me, I really do need to use a lot of words to describe it, because it is so intense. There's so much involved in what I need to describe, because the spirit world is so different from this world. And sometimes I feel like I could just write a book on one reading, because there's so much to describe and there's so much detail. So that said, I mean, there is some talk about religious places tend to be more of the men's club, and the readings tend to be more of the girls' club, the women's club with the spirituality. And I could see that, but I do think that, a lot of women really love going to church, and a lot of men really love to come into the element where they're getting readings or doing readings. So I really wish there were more men in this, but I do notice it's mostly women, and it tends to be more of a woman's intuition that really drives this sort of thing, where we do readings and we have events, and we like to look at our cards and converse and all of that good stuff. And it really bonds women. I've really been bonded to a lot of other readers. I've been bonded to friends and family through readings. I have made new friends through readings, and I've even met their family members on the other side. And that was my first introduction to their families, which is really a beautiful, rare, and unique thing that I feel very blessed to have. So I really do feel like it's good to know that this is kind of the women's club and men are welcome, just like religious places tend to be more the men's club, and women are, of course, welcome. And I really think it should go more both, both ways, two-way street with that. And that I guess it would be how do I describe it? I really do think that demonizing readings and intuition and having medium abilities has been throughout history a way that society has kept women down or quiet or controlled. And I say this because it is basically a woman's spirituality. It has been around for thousands of years. We have documentation of this in the Babylonian times, the Egyptian times. And of course, there were men that also practiced this form of divination then too. And while I am a Christian and I do appreciate Christ consciousness, and I use that in all of my readings, I just have to put it out there that this is absolutely a true spiritual talent, gift, and ability that needs to be taken seriously. And people who take advantage of it, they really are going to have that, return energy that they put out, like with the karmic round. And I'm not saying that as revenge tactic. I'm saying that as the teaching tool of the universe and of spirit and of the human spirit, for that matter. And I really do want to just convey how much I believe in this practice, that it is good as long as you have a good reader. And the readings are as good as the reader. So you're going to have the same frequency of reading, really according to what the reader is dialed into. So, if you think of the nervous system in the head like an antenna, you're going to pick up FM signals when you have an FM antenna or frequency. Same with AM, okay, or satellite. It just depends upon what you're receiving at the time. And that has to do with what you are really just operating at. What are your thoughts? What are your intentions? Are you being selfish at the time? Are you kind of ruminating on your own stuff, or are you really there to serve people? And that's, I think, are you really in tune with spirit? Are you really in tune with that person's ancestors, or are you really hoping to get something out of it for yourself? These are all things that I think are extremely important to consider when somebody's doing readings, when somebody is sitting down with you. You have to make sure it feels right. If you have a nervous, strange, scared feeling like something's not right, get up and leave. Get up and walk away. That's your own intuition and spirit telling you something's wrong, something needs to give, get out of there, go find somebody who is positive, who has your best intent at heart, who isn't going to try to take you for a ride, or isn't going to try to take your money, or just, keep trying to sell you a million candles, or cleanse your aura or whatever when you didn't ask, or they start to tell you you're cursed, or, those are unfortunately some of the problems that people run into. And you know right away if somebody starts trying to tell you that there's something wrong or a curse, that you need to get out of there right away. That's really kind of, I don't know how to describe it other than extremely unprofessional, harmful, and selfish, because that's when somebody's putting you in harm's way. These are the people that approach you or even online and say, hey, I have a feeling that you have a curse on you and I need to break it for you. That is some of the worst practice I have ever seen or heard of. And it's extremely unethical. Unfortunately, we don't license readers at this time. We don't really require a licensing procedure for them because it's considered spirituality. So this is where you really have to put your own compass up and go by your own intuition. And you really have to go into taking responsibility for, if you're feeling desperate, try to comfort yourself until you can get a hold of a good, reputable reader. Try not to go to these overnight, these places that are open 24 hours and they'll help you whenever you want to break curses, or, because then if somebody's asking you for payments or coming back and paying, tons of money for silly things like cleansing auras or breaking curses or making candles, you really got to run the other way. I cannot stress this enough that this is a very bad business practice. And I want to say it's even a theft process that has been alive for ages. And unfortunately, it continues. And it's a form of a hoax or, kind of like a way of manipulating. So you'll know when a person is reputable. They come across more as a spiritual counselor and they're very professional. They tend to schedule your readings, or they tend to be more professional in being upfront about the cost, making sure that you know what's involved, making sure that you're comfortable, not bringing up horrible, awful things or trying to diagnose you with mental health issues. Now, only a licensed professional can do that, and it's really just for insurance purposes. The only reason why they have the DSM is because insurance wants you to. So it has to do with billing and covering treatment of care and behavioral health. This reading thing is more of a spiritual thing. And even if you're with a Christian person or a pastor who's doing something for you, it's very important that you be very, very careful about who you give your time, energy, and personal information to, because sometimes these spiritual leaders or counselors are a wolf in sheep's clothing. So it's really important for you to understand that. So I have a caller now on the line, Mary from Alabama. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Just still praying that I find my soulmate. I haven't found it yet because I want to be remarried again, and I want to have my significant other, and I also want a new car. I want to be able to pay cash for a car in a house, and I just want to be pointed in the right direction. But first of all, I want to find my love life.
Okay, so you're thinking about house, car, and love life. Did I get that right?
Yes, ma'am. I want a new husband because the husband that I had, he ran off. He's been in jail and prison all his life. He never did do nothing for the kids. I want to get my divorce from him, and I also I want God to send me my friend, like, date for a while and then get married.
Yeah, you want to have that long-term marriage and that close relationship.
Yes, ma'am. I want to live that happy life, and I want my new husband or new boyfriend to be able to keep money in my pocket, be able to provide for me. And I wish I could ask you to give me his first name or initial or something so I can know when he approached me.
Yeah, I personally, when I do readings, sometimes I get specific names, and other times that's harder for me as a reader. But I'll do my best, and I'll ask your guides and your ancestors and everybody involved in supporting you spiritually, what they think of that. So, the first thing that I'm getting for you with your soulmate is that there is a soulmate that you have coming, but Spirit wants you to really focus on really recovering. Did you have a really bad past relationship or bad relationships?
Yes, and I had a bad relationship, and then I messed around and got involved with someone that was already married, and I hope he didn't try to, do nothing to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting, is that you have a recovery period, and your guides are really pointing towards you spending time with other women, your friends, your sisters, the ones that will really help lift you up and support you, and make sure they're good friends.
Yes, ma'am. I started going to another church, and I'm talking to a lady there. She's very kind and nice and stuff.
Yeah.
She uplifts me a lot.
And make sure they're not the wolf in the sheep's clothing too, because sometimes people pretend that they're supportive and they pretend that they're really good, to kind of cover who they really are and what their real intentions are. And unfortunately, we just
I have told a lot of people about him, and I think somebody that I had been talking to had been going back to them stuff that I had said.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like there's somebody within your circle who is also interested in him or seeing him. Are your friends local to this man?
No, ma'am. He was living like 30 miles outside of me. But the thing is, he's married, and he's never going to be married because he's married and he has his own family.
Okay, that makes sense. So the main thing that I'm seeing for you is to really surround yourself with women and to grieve the relationship basically just a lot of stuff that's happened in your past. It's still in your heart. And a lot of that needs to be healed. And that just is about talking about it, doing things like getting readings, like you're doing today with me. This is perfect. Asking for support, asking for help. Do you have children? How many children do you have?
I had 6 kids, 3 girls and 3 boys, and three of them is older, and I have an 18-year-old. The other 2 was young. But the thing is about it, I lost my kids in 2010 due to foster care. They got adopted into another family. You know how they do when they get older, they find their parents again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So
I live in a house with one of my sons, though.
Okay. So I'm seeing that you have a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and a lot of trauma that needs to be resolved before you're going to get into a relationship with a man who is going to value you. And the reason why is because you're only going to attract men in this state who have low self-confidence themselves. So what we do in relationships is we find somebody that we match. We match them in emotional intelligence, meaning the way that we express ourselves and understand each other emotionally. And then we find a match with somebody who feels the same way about themselves as we do. And so the higher your self-worth and the higher your self-confidence and your healing, the higher your new partner's self-confidence and healing will be to match yours. So, I mean, it just feels like you need some time. You just need some time to heal and to really work on these things that have hurt your heart. And your heart needs to be protected.
If I give myself 6 months, you think that'll be fine?
6 months is a good start. I think that once you start doing this work, you'll realize how much work you have had to do and really start to understand the depth of the things that you have been dealing with and kind of put on the side just to get through your day.
Yes, ma'am. And I also want to see, I'm praying that the guy that I just broke up from, I want him to call me so I could talk to him about some stuff.
I think that he is under surveillance with his wife, and I think that he has to tread very carefully on if he talks to you or anybody else right now.
So, in other words, you're saying that his wife is watching him?
I think she knows what's going on, and this isn't the first time. So he's having to be really careful because she's watching him closely. But I do think he's actually still interested in you.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
So he's not interested in me anymore?
No, I think he is still interested in you, but I think that the point is that you need to not be interested like in him anymore, because that's what we're trying to get you, is like where you're at a self-confidence level of you get to have the best relationship of your life where they're not tied to anybody. They are treating you very well, and that you're the first priority. You're not, in any way inconvenienced.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm not interested. You saying he's not interested in me, but I am in him?
I think he is interested in you still, but it would be one of those things where you would just be, it wouldn't be like he'd be committed to you. He would still be committed to his wife, and, he'd just want more than one person. And that's not ideal for you.
Okay. But do you think he'll soon call me and ask to see me or something so we could talk?
I think that it would be a long time if he's going to do that, because she's watching him very closely. I don't think he's going to be with her long term. I do think she's planning on leaving him. But the product of that you would get.
How long would it be though? How long do you think it'll be before she end up leaving him? A year, 2 years, 3 years or something?
It looks to me like it would be about 6 to 8 months that she'd start the process, but it wouldn't be all said and done for 1.5 to 2 years.
So you saying it'll be this year?
It would be this year that she would start the process.
Okay. Wow.
But you're dealing with somebody who is not emotionally available, and I think that it would be good for you, from what your ancestors are telling me, your ancestors and your spirit guides are saying that it's good for you to wait. It's good for you to wait as long as you can.
Can I like wait on before I start dating someone else?
Yeah, just to
or wait on him?
No, I wouldn't wait on him. I would wait for someone else, and at least the 6 months. I mean, you said 6 months, and I think that's your intuition getting you ready. But I think at that 6 months, you'll be like, wow, I need more time. When you really dig in and you start
Yeah.
to do.
So look, say for example, you said she'll start the process on him next year. Do you think she'll be done with him probably next year in July or something?
It looks to me more like October of 2024.
And she'll be done with him.
Yes, but they still will be in contact, and it'll be one of those things where, you know, you'll have to be, if you're with him, you'll have to be dealing with the ex and the drama and all of that.
Yeah.
And
But do you think he'll contact me again?
I'm kind of seeing that he would contact you. Yes, you will hear from him again.
Okay. Do you think it'll be this year though?
I would give it, yeah, it would be this year. He's going to figure out a way to get a hold of you.
Okay.
And I know you just want to talk to him, but I would really ask yourself, do you really want to be with somebody who, if you were married to them, they would be doing this?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, do you want somebody who's going to do this with you?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And
so it's not time for me to find my new lover yet.
Well, I mean, I would see that happening in about 1.5 to 2 years for you. So you could, at that point, choose this man. I wouldn't recommend it, just from my background in psychology. That wouldn't be my suggestion for you. You, of course, have your own free agency. There will be another man available at the time, but he's going to be more of a family man, and there are going to be some things like that you would prefer, like, you know, maybe him making a little more income and things like that. But he would be, the other guy would be.
You don't see his first name, his initial to his name, or nothing like that. Have I seen the person around me that I'll be with?
I'm seeing
maybe at church or something.
Yeah, I'm seeing a P name, and it looks like Peter. That's the name that I saw.
Peter.
Peter.
Okay. And you say the other guy, his name is Kim, y'all, but you said he probably contact me like this year?
He will contact you again.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. How about me having a new car and a new house and money?
Well, look at that. You have to really, what I'm seeing is that, yeah, it'll be better when you're in a relationship, you know, that's kind of an obvious, but you know, remember, it can look up once you're with somebody. It might seem a little overwhelming up until then, but I do think that you could do very well. I think that you're very independent and that you can really sort these things out on your own. So I would just have a lot of confidence in yourself and know that when you're with someone in the future, that your income will go up significantly, because then you'll have two incomes. I would say new car, possibility of that happening. I would say like financing a car. You could do that within 3 to 4 months is what I'm seeing. Shop around. Don't go with the first.
I just got to get the down payment up.
I would kind of search around and find a good place to buy. I only have a couple minutes left, but as for your house, I do think that could happen down the road. I'm looking at the economy taking a dip, and that's the time to go in. And I would say that's about 3 to 4 years would be ideal for you.
Okay.
Where you are in your location.
Yes, ma'am. Is there any kind of way that they allow you to take down my address and you can write me sometime?
You know, you can contact me. I'd be happy to do that. I can give you a summary of your reading, and you can contact me. I don't really have a way of like getting a hold of you, because you just kind of call in anonymously through the line. But if you want to get a hold of me, you can go to AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. It's at the bottom of my screen if you see this on Facebook. You can reach me at Anna Olsen Intuitive on Facebook, but the best way to get a hold of me is on Instagram. or emailing me. So if you go to my website, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, it's ANNAOLSEN intuitive.com. There'll be a bunch of contact information there. You can just email me at that email address on there, or you could just go into Instagram, which is at Tiny Medium Queendom is my username on there, and you can just message me through there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. But you did say that lady would end up leaving him next year in October, right?
Yeah, and I just, it's totally up to you, but I think there's another guy who's more family oriented who would really be a good match for you with the P name. It looked like P to me.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for calling in. I wish you the best of luck in everything.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so, that was a great reading. I really love her accent, by the way. I really like doing readings like this where I can kind of mix a little bit of psychology in with the reading from spirit. And I would love to do that for you too. So please contact me if you'd like a reading. I'd love to work with you. And I can do video or phone readings anywhere in the world. I've done them as far as the UK or other countries. I do them all over the United States. I do them everywhere. So give me a call, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. And you can also reach me at Tiny Medium Queendom on Instagram. I just hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week on Tuesdays, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time here on A1R Radio. My name again is Anna Olsen, and this is my segment, Insights into Consciousness. Have a wonderful week.